What's up, y'all? Welcome to Command Bros at lunch. You know what I mean? We're here today every Wednesday at 12 o'clock. Today we're in the Duke Venom's lair, kicking it, you know what I mean?
Venom lair.
Venom's lair. We're in the Venom's lair today. So,
Venom's lair.
what's the word today? Who we got in the room? Who's that? Let me go by Joe. So I gotta go to my phone and look at it so I can see who's on here with us today. But today we're going to talk about video editing, talk a little bit about Energy's M17, you know what I mean? See what's going on in the background. You see the brothers are playing pool.
Yeah, it's pool time. It's, we got Venom's lair, chilling out. You know, after a hard days of working, doing a couple editing earlier, dropping a way back when. If you're on Facebook, you would have seen Command Bros' first ever video. We made
First ever video.
2014.
Right.
Today we got a topic for you. I'm going to be talking about the Bushmaster. That's right. I got her already primed up. She's running, and I'm not having any issues at this time. We're going to chamber her up, gas her up, and then shoot her dry a couple times to see if it's actually on point. And if you are in the market for an M17, I'm going to tell you what to look for, what not to look for, and if you come across a couple troubles, you know, I'll let you know exactly
what I
do.
He's going to get you through your troubles today.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So
let's get into editing.
Here we go.
Paintball videos. Now, when I first started doing the paintball videos, they were like, I mean, you had the exciting ones, and then you just had the ones of the guy with the camera on his helmet. You never see who he shoots. He's just walking through the woods all day. You know what I mean? No music. You know, it wasn't nothing really. It wasn't for the fact that I was into paintballing. I wouldn't really have watched the video. So the Command Bros, what we decided to do was let's make the videos epic. Epicness. You know what I mean? Because when we originally started this, we was going to add special effects. Air strikes, you know what I mean? We went to Ion and played and was like, we don't need none of this. You know what I mean? The game was epic enough. You just had to show the epicness of the game.
Is that word? Epicness.
Is epicness a game?
I don't think so. But it
epicness, it should be. So it is now in the Command Bro dictionary. Epicness.
Epicness. That's a new word. Epicness.
So the first video we made, which you'll see next week, is Energy's, what's that, 12-man kill streak? And that's where we just laid the music in, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now the problem with that video was it was too much walking.
Oh my God, boring.
When a person's watching your paintball video, you got 2 to 3 minutes to hold them. You know what I'm saying? So if in those 2 to 3 minutes, you walking around, you didn't lost your audience already. You know, so when the video starts, you want to get right into the action. And I just don't mean the action of you shooting. You know what I mean? The action is what's going on around you. Like a little rule that we use when we're filming with our helmets, we take 5 seconds and look around us. You know what I mean? See what we see. If somebody's in a nice firefight, because we're at these games, it's not always about winning. It's about exposure, about showing people what do we do, what's going on out here. You know what I mean? How much fun you can have out here. So from time to time, we'll step from a gunfight and just watch what's going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? 5 seconds over here, and you'd be surprised on how much footage you get, or how much exciting things you see go down that you would have never paid attention to because you was in combat. You feel me? So another tip is when you add your music to these videos, you want the scenes to change on the beat. Now I see people just throw music on a video and hope that it matches up. And 7 times out of 10 it does, but there's 3 times where it's just like, man, why they even use this jam? You want to use music that when you hear it, you get a feel from. You know what I mean? Like all the jams we use epic war music. Epicness war music. Barbarians rumbling, Vikings, Game of Thrones. We put a little hip hop in there, here and there, you know what I mean, because we the Command Bros. But on the all, we mainly got an epic war theme. So You want to go find some nice epic music that moves fast, that keeps the video moving. You don't want it to slow down, because once you slow down, people lose interest.
Yeah.
And once they lose interest, they'll boom, turn to a Living Legends video.
Living Legends.
Turn to an HK video. HK videos don't slow down.
They don't.
They constantly move. You're constantly seeing HK. You're constantly seeing somebody shoot. It's constantly going down. Go into your phone, because I can't see who's in the room right now.
I'll just get up on it.
Yeah, get up on it. Get up on it. Read that. Read those out to us.
Okay, it says, "What's up, bros? Mr. AK in the house."
Oh,
yo, what's up, big dog? Yeah, hell yeah.
Real shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the man himself was in the house, Mr. HK. You know what I mean? We chilled with him at Hell Survivors.
Yeah, we did. That guy was cool as hell.
Great cat. Great cat.
You know what I mean? Carefree, loves what he does. You know what I'm saying? Passionate. He
loves the fans.
Yeah.
And the fans love him.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you've seen our interview with him,
fans love
you know what we're talking about. Like the brother has so much energy. It's like being around a command bro.
It is. It is. And basically, when it comes down to be like, speaking of HK was a big influence on the Command Bros.
Big influence.
Simply because the way his videos come off, you know what I'm saying? If you never paint, let's put it like this. There was this paintballer. You guys all probably know him. His name is Mike Phillips. You know what I'm saying? If you're paintballers. Someone famous, this, that, and the other. And this is in the very beginning, okay? He said we looked up his video because we were trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, the whole sponsor thing.
Right.
And the first thing this man said, first thing out of his mouth, was like, okay, number one, nobody gives a shit about paintball. Honestly. We changed the word up from shit to the F word. That's because we're a little bit more colorful like that. But either way, it's the truth. Nobody gives a crap about paintball.
Craps about paintball.
All right, now I'm going to tell you the reason why this was important. Because HK videos makes the average person who doesn't give a shit about paintball
care about paintball.
Give a shit about paintball.
Right.
He had that influence on us because we watched a ton of videos. You know what I'm saying? We call it research and development. Some people just call it fun. Some people call it B.R.O.S and such. But we worked a ton of videos. The thing that they had in common, I don't care whose video it was, other than several, you know what I'm saying, people at the time. They were boring as hell.
Boring.
It was boring.
Boring.
You know what I mean? Especially
then we ran into HK videos.
Wow.
It was crazy.
It was like watching an epic movie that you're about to come out this Thursday and Friday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just the way he put it together, his choreography of the game made you want to be there. So
the music.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we were going to do it, we were really going to, did you tell them? We were going to make like war movies.
Yeah, that's what I said. Our movie's going to have explosions, machine gun, muzzle flash, but we got the eye on. We didn't need to do it. The game was epic enough.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope by itself. So we were like, all right, well, we're just going to keep it. Then when we started, you know what I'm saying, looking at the videos, we came across the HK videos, you know what I'm saying, and that basically set the mark for us. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to these paintball videos, first thing you got to remember, nobody gives a shit about paintball. They don't. And this is the reason why we make the videos that we make. Because when you step to somebody and tell them about how great the game is, they're going to look at you like you're retarded.
Right.
Or like, you know, ooh, you paintball. You know what I'm saying? Really? Like, what don't you have something better to do? And you're like, oh, passion, this, that, and the other. And then you'll go to one of the normal paintball videos and it's boring. It's bald.
It's walking.
Oh my God.
You don't see who gets shot.
Or you got that one, you know, that sad view from the camera and you see the dude like, but he's just shooting leaves. This is what the average person sees. This guy shooting paint into a tree. They don't see the people back there. You know they're back there. Your eyes are probably trained enough to see them. People, oh, that was decent. But in their mind, they don't see anything but this little dude. And then there's no music. It's just.
And then he's out.
And then he's out. And they're looking at that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, some of the first videos we started watching, who was your boy? Trail of Doom.
Trails of Doom.
Right.
Fuck with him strong.
Right.
You know,
Trails of
a lot
Doom.
from him. Real
A lot
stuff.
from Trails of Doom.
Yeah, I just
and see, some of your videos, you might want to show what's going on, but also you might want to make tutorial videos to show somebody you know what I mean, your style of play or your field style of play. It's nothing wrong with doing a video of your field. You know what I mean? Just walk around your field with your camera. Show people where you play at. You know, get people interested to come in.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's so much you can do besides just showing someone shooting.
Right.
You know, sometimes when we ref, we throw our cameras on our helmets and just take the walk-ons playing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's important because the walk-ons is going to be the majority of the players.
Right.
That should be affected by these videos. All right, don't get me wrong. We know that you're great. We know that you kill people all the time. The only problem is nobody cares about that.
Right.
So you want them to watch the video not because how you're greatness and this, that, and the other. They don't care about that until they're in the game of paintball. Once they're in the world, then it all makes sense to them. But when you're making these videos to show you how dope and this, that, and the other, the average person, corny. That's just what it is. All right. So I don't know exactly what he was saying. I was back here.
Right.
Dude, Venom the beat down on the
Oh, that's what's going on back there? The beat down?
Actually, he's moving my ass.
Don't believe that, people.
Yeah, actually, he's...
Now I want to know if anybody got any questions about editing or questions about putting a video together.
You want to use my phone?
No, I got it. I got mine now. I'm just trying to get into so I can see if anybody has any questions.
I asked you no question.
And what y'all do this week? No shit. What y'all do this week?
I was there about now.
Oh, my shit's not connecting in here. Go to your job.
Technical difficulties
Technical
here.
difficulties. Bear with us for a
Got the
minute.
Venom's lair. The Venom's lair. Dun, dun, dun.
You know, he brought us here blindfolded, so
Right.
the internet don't work for us and nothing like that.
Exactly. Corny as hell.
Right.
You can't know where I
You
live
can't know where I live at.
That's
We had to come here all blindfolded and shit.
Yeah, use it on me. Yes.
Ba-ba-ba. Bear with us 1 second. Now I gotta go in here and find Command Bros. Live.
Yes.
We're live. Okay.
You live, looking at you live.
Here we
looking at you
go.
live.
There we go. We got Iceman's in the house.
Iceman!
You know what I mean? Grant M. Big Bro out there getting beat on. Right. Not my phone. Alright, there we go. Now we can see what's going on.
Hey, I'm gonna put a shameless plug in there. Venom Squad Facebook, guys.
Right. Check out Venom Squad on Facebook.
Venom Squad.
We'll be seeing a lot of them soon coming to the Command Bro Wars.
Absolutely. Right.
Matter of fact, speaking of Command Bro Wars, October 29th, Command Bro Wars, Fallout, Bricktop's Revenge. This when we get back in energy for that little easy, I wouldn't say easy win he got.
It was easy for us.
It was
He
not
should
easy.
say that.
They won by a couple points.
You know what I'm
See,
saying?
we're gonna have some different teams out there this
It was
time.
a breeze.
Yeah, we're gonna have SAS, West Virginia's gonna be out there.
SAS.
You know what I mean? My XO's gonna be out there, but we don't know how it's gonna go because it's gonna get switched up. We're doing the draft.
Drafting them up.
The teams are never the same. You always gotta know, when you come to Command Bros War game, the teams are never the same. The only thing you can count on is that you're gonna play with either energy or you're gonna play with Bricktop. But other than that, it's always gonna be different. We got some new things we're gonna add this year, some more props, special character.
Special character.
Special character.
That's what they say, but I don't believe it. But there's supposed to be a special character in this game, somewhat of a walking century in itself.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? A juggernaut.
A juggernaut, you might say.
This is what I hear. You know what I mean? I know what you're saying. Ain't this your game? I know it's our game, but we know the person, there's supposed to be a specific special character coming.
That you can earn.
Yeah, you can earn it depending on the side that you're on, and he will unleash havoc and destruction for a period of time as a particular juggernaut.
We are checking the comments, bruh.
Is that me?
Grant M want to know, is that gun going to be on the field? I think
Yes.
I think he called you out, brother.
Yes, it is going to be on the field. You want to take this?
Yeah, we go here.
That's about right time. Yes, that's why I have this baby out here today, to show you that it is up and running. It's ready to. Here, you can take this.
So me energy.
I can't read this and do that.
So me.
Yeah, it's on.
All right.
Yes, this is going to be out. I got the M17 put together.
This is Mr. AK, bro.
Mr. AK?
I don't know if it's that Mr. HK. It's AK.
AK, Mr. AK. All right, here we go. So now check it out. It took me some time since I had got this piece of equipment. First thing first, let me say big shout out to Gesture Tactical. These guys at Mechanical are community partners. You know what I'm saying? And they were the ones that allowed me to actually get my hands on this weapon. Now, the weapon did not come to me brand new. It came to like newly used, all right? And I know a lot of guys out there that have the M17, and I have gotten mixed, emotions about it, depending on the person. Now, I told you before, I am not a high maintenance guy at all. You know what I'm saying? I like my guns to get it out the box, put it together, shoot, and then throw it back in the closet. I'll wipe the paint off it. But normally I don't clean anything. This particular weapon got me into a different type of frenzy. Simply because you have to take care of it. So it did open up my, we'll just say, small window of gun perspective into a wider vat of understanding. All right, so therefore, I wanted to build a sniper rifle. And our great friends up in Canada, Gesture Tactical, sent us down these M17 CQCs. And then they sent brick tops first. I was jealous. He was like, what do you want? And I was like, I want one, but I wanted to make a sniper rifle. So everything that you see here is basically what they see me outside of a couple things, and I'll explain to where I got it from and how you want to do it. But first things first, the problem, I'm gonna tell you what I was having when I got this. Okay. Now, when I first got it, it worked fine. It was in a CQ skeet valve. It didn't have the shroud on it, you know what I'm saying? And it had a different, hand grip that was like, I guess it was water.
Mr. HK. These dudes, the AK we got.
Okay. What's up, big dog? Yeah, we still got your K. We're gonna get that fixed for you. But anyway, back to what I was saying. All right. So what I did was when we got it, it was shot fine, such and such, but then, you know what I'm saying, I changed the, I don't even know what to call this, but you know what I'm saying, the gun trigger housing, whatever, you know what I'm saying. I changed that up, and then I just came across a slew of problems. All right, the first problem that I had, that it was ghost firing. I mean, scarily ghost firing. I mean, you would, as soon as I aired it up, it would just sit there, and then boop, the hands would be like this. Obviously, that's a big problem. So we fixed that issue, and that was due to a sear. All right, if you're a M17 owner, you know what I'm talking about, but there was like a sear inside of it, and it needed, I guess, over a period of time, it wears down or whatever it might be, either way, we replaced the sear. That fixed that problem. All right, the next problem that I had was, it was working fine, and then it would seize up, you know what I'm saying? Like while I'm shooting it, if I pull the trigger, it'd be like, then it would get to the point where it wouldn't shoot at all. And the firing bolt will be stuck, frozen in the front, and it was impossible to turn the safety to, you know what I'm saying, semi or full auto, it doesn't matter, it wouldn't budge at all. All right, so I would have to take it back apart, and then as soon as I took a certain amount of pins out, beep, beep, it would unseize. So I put it back apart, and the thing, they were like, you know, maybe the bolts are too tight, you know what I'm saying, or the housing is, you need to take its washer out, or it was a whole bunch of like different things I had to juggle around to see exactly what the problem was, like sort of troubleshoot that.
Old school style.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to talk to my people,
sorry.
My fault.
My bad.
Hey, my fault, people. We making too much noise.
Wild as fuck, yo. Like for real. Now look, back to what I was saying, right? So,
I did exactly what my friends up in Canada told me, and then I also get collab with my other friends down here in the U.S. Another crew that we like and run with. They are called the Whiskey Squads.
Whiskey Squad.
Whiskey Squads are like, mil-sig professionals. I mean, I think they basically all have them. They run with this gun. They know this gun. They love this gun, and they helped me with a lot of issues when I was in the field and I was having a seize-up issue. All right, so. After that, they helped me troubleshoot it. I took it home to see what it was, such and such. So I figured it out. Basically, they kept telling me, this bolt right here, and there's a bolt right here. All right, that holds the mag well on where you put the mag in. Like, it was tightening up, I guess, or basically, when you put the air into the gun, it swells up. You know what I'm saying? It'll shoot a couple times, it'll be decent, but I guess it gets to a point where that pin will get stuck and because it's swelling, you know what I'm saying? You take the air out, you take the pin out, everything releases. So I basically narrowed it down to these two pins, all right? So I interchanged them to see what would happen, and of course it swelled again, so it came down to this pin. So what I did was, instead of keeping it really loose and this, that, and the other, I basically only have one attachment pin in it, and that's this one right here. And ever since I took this one out, I haven't had that problem. All right, so that killed that noise. Great. All right, now if you have a chance to get a CQC, I think it's the Elite, and I believe the body on this is some type of, I don't know, I don't want to say plastic, some type of whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And basically that gives, when the air pressure hits it, it has tendency, you know what I'm saying, it's flexible to an extent. Now they also have the mil-sig, I think it's M17 Elite. That one has a all metal body, so therefore I don't think that will be a problem as far as the swelling. But if you do decide to get this weapon, and it is the one that is the carbon fiber, and you have these issues, these are the things I did to help you with the troubleshoot. It says, what's the range on this? The range on this is about maybe 150. You know what I'm saying? Now that's maybe a first strike round. You can probably get a little further than that. But you can get about a decent 75 foot hit with this. And 100, 150 with a probable break. All right. Now, if you have a first strike round in this, I'm sure you'll be able to reach a little further.
And I should pull back, but I guess I was in stride.
Well,
You shooting first
due
strike
to the question was, am I shooting first strike or am I shooting round ball? Due to insurance issues, a lot of parks don't allow to even shoot first strike. So I do shoot round ball out of this. So the 75, you know what I'm saying, 100 foot with the pattern is with the round ball. This is at the field that we have, you know what I'm saying? And I walked it out myself, you know what I'm saying, the yard to see what I can get a decent strike in. 150 feet, maybe a little further with a guaranteed hit. I would say you would have a better chance with a first strike round because the round flies altogether different. You can really see the difference when you shoot between the two. Everything I'm telling you right now is with a round ball, simply because unless you have you're fortunate enough to be next to a field that allows you to shoot first strike rounds, you know what I'm saying? Of course, it would be a better weapon if you had first strike rounds with this, but I'm just going to tell you about the round ball simply because I know a lot of people don't get to shoot first strike. Okay? And then we'll do the first strike a little later. All right, now what I was saying, after I alleviated the freezing problem by taking that pin out, the next problem that I came to was ghost firing again. But unlike the beginning ghost firing, it was just like you can sit on the table and nobody's even touching it. Very scary. This ghost firing was if you bump it, you know what I'm saying? If it you know, so you did one of these numbers, or you just set it down, or as soon as you put the air in it, you know what I'm saying, it will automatically shoot, and that was an issue. The last thing I want is, you know what I'm saying, for me to be in the field and, you know, I bump my weapon and it fires, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm putting it down and it fires, you know what I'm saying, or like in my house or something, you know what I'm saying, I got kids or something, you know, for real. So that was an issue. So, once again, Whiskey Squad looked out, I believe. Whiskey Squad, you know what I'm saying, looked out, and they basically were telling me that at the end of this, I think, what is it called? What's this called? E-core or some shit like that? You know, not really. But anyway, at the end of this, if you pull this piece out, take these 2 pins, you pull this piece out, you know what I'm saying? It's like a tube, a silver cylinder about this, a long piece. And at the very bottom, there is a rubber ring around, a washer, so to speak. Mine had one. Whiskey Squad said that it's a common problem. Put another washer on that dip, and that should alleviate it. So I did. And the reason why it took me so long to do so is because I'm lazy. You know what I'm saying? So the other day, I decided, okay, you know what I'm saying, let me do this real quick to see whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I did. And the other day, I had seen no problems with the marker at all. Very excited, you know what I'm saying? I hooked it up. I usually run, you know, I always run with the tank and a remote line. So I wanted to see how, you know, the air exchange would be, because usually people have, you know what I'm saying, the 13 cubic inch air tanks on this. And from my understanding, the pressure is a little bit different than when you use a big tank. You know what I'm saying? It stores a lot more pressure. It shoots that particular regulation. So I tested it out yesterday, and I'm going to test it out here live. Now, it might work. I'm pretty sure it will. But if it doesn't, back to the drawing board. And I'll do another video and find out what the problem was, and we'll fix it. You know what I'm saying? Because now I really like it now. You know what I'm saying? I like the feel of it. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you everything I did to it. So that brings me the excitement of where I'm at right now. And then you can tell me about your weapon. You know what I'm saying? Email me and we'll talk about it. All right, so check it out. This is what I did. This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. All right, I named it the Bushmaster because this was going to be my sniper rifle. I wanted to start our own series. You might have heard me say it before, because I'm a big fan of Ashley, the Hidden Hedgehog. He's from over across the pond, over in England, and he has these cool sniper videos, and I was like, yo, I want to do the Death Guard American version. And hence how I, you know what I'm saying, went through Jester Tactical, blah, 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 voila. All right, here it is. So this is what I got. Jester sent me the M17 CQC. He gave me the sniper shroud. I'm gonna take this off. All right. I said I wanted a suppressor on it, so he sent me a suppressor. You know what I mean? And it came with 1, 2, maybe 3 rails. One of them cracked, so I'm gonna have to get a new rail system. That's not a big deal. All right. The MLSIG, the MilSig M17 also comes with a top Pickney rail, which I have a 1-inch riser on top of it. I also got a canted scope holder, you know what I mean? And then the scope that I used, I wanted to use a Kill House weapon scope, but you know, so it come in time, so I was on the rush. And I went out, this is when I thought the gun was going to, you know, be working immediately. I went out and bought a 22 scope, okay? These chumps back here, they can't wait till I get on this table. So anyway, so I went out and got me a 22 caliber scope. This is a BSA. You can go out and get this at any, you know, hunting or, you know what I'm saying, outdoor store, you know what I mean? Basically, I told you last time, if you watched the video, whenever you want to buy a scope, you want to make sure that it has a 3 to 4 inch or longer eye relief. That means that's how close that your eye will be to the scope, you know what I'm saying? So if it's like a 1-inch eye scope, you'll never be able to use that scope in the field, okay? Now, I am not telling you this scope pinpoints people out, and wherever I put that crosshairs, they gone, baby! It doesn't work like that, because you're shooting paintballs and not paint. A little bit more so if you are using the first strike rounds, but definitely not the round ball. The round ball, you want to basically eye it up through the scope, but you want to raise it. So once you want to get adjusted to that. And I'll tell you how I usually use the scope, you know what I'm saying, as far as looking down at it. I always use both eyes open. Some people use one eye, I use both eyes. That's just how I was taught. And so back to the scope. This is a basic 22 caliber rifle scope, you know what I'm saying, nothing spectacular. I told you, if your best bet is to go out and find a nice crossbow scope, you know what I'm saying, that way it has the extra lines to help you adjust when it raise the distance. But, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I was in a rush. This was cheap, but it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? It was worth what I paid for. for what I didn't need it for. It's strong, sturdy. It's for a rifle, so I know I don't have to worry about recoil issues or anything like that. So that's that. This particular riser I got from RAP4. It was relatively cheap. I pulled it off of Amazon. You can get anywhere. These particular rifle scope, canted like I don't know what you would call this, a holster or whatever, or whatever. Figure it out. I got this particular one. I'm gonna show you. Here we go. Let's get up close and personal. Okay. I got this particular cantilever, you know what I'm saying, scope holder because of this right here. Okay. Usually your cantilever has maybe things that, you know, a pick-me rail up top, but I wanted one specifically for the side so I can have a side camera here. And I have a shot track. You know, the shot track comes with an automatic 4x scope built into the camera. So like that's almost the same as this 4x scope. So if what I see here will be picked up here. So it's kind of important for me to have it right here. So when I hit them, you know what I'm saying, it's sort of online. All right. I did not like the 32 cubic inch air tank slash, you know, butt slide thing. It's terrible. You know what I mean? Because usually it's a sleeve that goes over the air tank, and then there's like a line, and it's always wobbling, this, that, and the other. So when I was at Ion, I was lucky enough to come across this PsyOps air and tank butt stop, you know, and this only cost me $50. It also has the slide shoulder adjuster on it, you know what I'm saying, just like the other ones would do, and it gives you more of a realistic feel. It doesn't have all this extra bulkiness. Now, if I wanted to, I could go out and get a one of those cheek mounts on here, so if I'm looking down, you know what I'm saying, my cheeks on it, but I'm not going to bother with that. But also the thing that's cool about this is it has a little button, a gauge right here. You slide these two, so it's double, there's one on each side. All right, you slide this down, it opens up, and it has this nice little compartment, you know what I'm saying, in the back for if you want to put like, you know, any Allen keys or things of that nature that you might need to use in the field. I thought that was kind of clever, you know what I'm saying? Plus for $50, you couldn't beat that. All right, now back to, oh yeah, okay, let me show you another thing, the tripod. Or should I say the bipod? Okay. Now I got two bipods here. We got this one made by V-Life. Okay. All right. Now this is your standard bipod that you could probably get on Amazon from anywhere from $20 to $60, depending on the company that you pick. You know what I'm saying? There's an array of them. Now, can I tell you what's the difference between this $20 and $60 one? I have no idea. I got the cheapest one because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to buy something on the internet, and when it comes in, it might be, you know what I'm saying, not what I'm looking for, and then I'm stuck. So, you know, $20 isn't a big deal for me. You know what I'm saying? There was one more expensive. They come in different sizes, like, you know, 3-inch extension, 9-inch. It depends on what type of weapon you're trying to put it on. But this one's kind of cool for $20. It has the little buttons on it, you know what I'm saying, so you can extend the legs. Basically, when you draw down to the attach, you just pull them down. You know what I'm saying? It's your basic bipod. All right, voila, and it sits like that. You know what I'm saying? It's very sturdy. It's all metal. You know what I'm saying? There's not much to it. And I was quite pleased with this, you know, so it did what it did. The only thing that I didn't like about it, every once in a while, you know what I'm saying, one of these might pop out, you know, so, or it'll be uneven when you set it up. All right, but this is basically the bipod that I used when I first got the Bushmaster, and this is what I was using. Now, I hadn't got much of a run because the weapon didn't work, so, but now that it does, it just so happened that I came across another bipod. Now this one was lent to me by a good friend. His name is Nick. We call him Odin.
Odin, son.
Odin. All right, now look, the reason why I brought this one is made by NC Star. Okay, and a good friend from Whiskey Squad has the same exact bipod. And I hope you're watching, Chuck, because the complaint that we had about this, or Chuck had about this bipod was, he was like, yeah, this is cool and shit, but I just don't like how it waffles like this, right? And then we were sitting there at the game, we were like, well, maybe we could put something in here to make it a little bit more stiff, you know what I'm saying, stable, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Turns out, I find that it's supposed to wobble like that, all right? Now, I'm gonna tell you a couple things that I like about this one opposed to this one, which is not much, but at the same time, these little tweaks can step the game up depending on who and how you play. All right, now this one basically has the extensions. It's a little longer. This one also has the extensions. It drops out. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's you know, basically equal. This one stands a little taller. This one's a little shorter. All right, now the thing that I like about this opposed to this, when you attach this to your picnic rail, you know what I mean? You slide it on, and you have this bolt, and you know get an Allen key, and you twist it, and it squeezes this sleeve around the picnic rail and makes it solid. All right, which is very cool. You know what I'm saying? Very sturdy. But the thing that I am opposed to nowadays on all picnic rail things is the Allen key. All right. The Allen key, don't get me wrong, it works, it's secure, but one thing is you got to find the right Allen key. That's always a kick in the nuts. All right. Number two, you got to take time in twisting this little hexagon bolt with this little hexagon little thing. You know what I'm saying? That's weird, and it just takes time. The thing that I like about this particular bipod is that it has a nice quick release. All right. You want to put it on, you squeeze this, you slide it off, and it's off. You squeeze this, slide it on. I was making a liar on me. Let me do it from the back. There you go. You know what I mean? No Allen key. Just squeeze it on, it snaps on, it's in. That, you know, it's not like I go, excuse me, you get an Allen key? Yeah, sure, I got like 65 of them. Which one do you want?
The 3816.
Yeah, the 3.5, come on, man. I mean, it's always looking for it. How many times do you have an Allen key right at your dispense? So, like, when it comes to these picnic rail things, I try to tend to go towards the ones that have a quick release system, and it allows you to get whatever accessory or equipment that's on your marker on and off really fast, really easy. You know what I mean? That saves a lot of time, especially when you're in the staging area and you're trying to get your stuff together. You're like, all right, come on guys, it's time to go. And then you still gotta screw these little pieces on because it's just a hassle. All right, now let me go back to what I was talking about. This particular piece, the NC Star that we didn't know, and remember I told you it was like loose. And we were like, maybe we can stabilize it or this, that, and the other. Well, what it turns out is it's supposed to be loose.
It's supposed to be loose.
It's supposed to be loose. Did not know that. Learn some shit every day. Look, check it out.
It's supposed to be loose.
All right, now I got it attached to a broken picnic rail. All right. And the reason why it's supposed to be loose, it gives you the ability to still swivel from side to side without losing the position and the stability of the bipod. I did not know that. So like if I was sitting on a rock and I got people and I'm using this for pap, 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 somebody comes around, I could swing to the right or left, and basically it allows me to go about, you know what I'm saying, 30 degrees to the right or left. And that's the reason why it's supposed to be swivel. Now if I put this one on, there's no mobility like that. So like if you lose contact of the foundation that the bipod is, you lose the stability, and then the shot becomes less accurate. So that's what it is. That's what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow. You know what I mean? Good thing talking to Dad. Anyway, also to bring it up, all you have to do is squeeze it, put it up, and there's no more jiggle. You know what what I'm saying?
No more jiggle roll.
This bikini rail is broke, so it pops up and down. I gotta get a new one. But as you can see, it's very systematic. It's very stable. If I want to drop it down, I just drop it down, get on there, then I'm ready to bang. Can't wait. Ooh, boy, it's gonna go down like. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So that tells you about the bipod. I got this from Psyops, but I don't know if they still make them because I got it at Ion. So
Right.
you know what I'm saying. I don't know if it's continue. This is a great marker. Look, you know what? Let's gas it up.
Let's gas it up.
Let's see if it's gonna make a lighter out of it. All right, so like I said, as you know, I use a tank and a remote line. I brought an extra tank remote line. We're gonna see if all the kinks are out of it. I tested it out, I think 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? I was all running around happy to see if, you know how you do it. You get at the house, you do it, you make it at the game, and then the shit starts messing up. Yeah. What happened? I fixed it yesterday. Just looked at it. So that's what we're gonna do. Good gas and good job. All right.
Live over? You still out?
Stay live, bro.
All right.
Next. All right, there it is. Boom. Gassed up.
Hold on, let's listen.
There's a slight leak. All right, now the leak I can hear, it's coming from where I put that second ring. That might just be a little oil issue, but we're going to shoot it a couple times and see what happens as the oil circulates such and such. And let me see. Oh! Let me see right here. Slight leak. All right, we're going to give it air. Hear the leak. All right, we do hear a leak. All right, this is something that we need to fix. I believe, like I said, it's an oil problem. But this is what we were having a problem before.
That's a big leak now.
Yeah, big leak now. No more leak. All right, now look, the problem, if you bumped it like this, this is when it will fire. It will be shooting crazy. Hear the leak. Hear the bubble. All right, overall, from the past problems that we had with it, I'm saying it's about 98% ready.
98?
98, just because that's small on and off. I'm gonna give that 2% negative charge towards this. Now, the reason why I'm giving you this, all right, let it be known that Milstead had made a new MagFed marker, and I believe it's called the M5 Elite. Correct me if I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, if you are making a new marker, it's from the old marker and you worked out all the kinks. That's what I'm assuming. So, and just from looking at the marker, instead of these 2 pins, I see it only has 1. So, either way. So you might be on some, when did you get the M5 marker out? You know, saying, when will I get that? I'll tell you why. I'm showcasing the M17. Because 9 times out of 10, you like guys, you know what I'm saying, in the paintball world, they get new guns all the time. So they probably rushed out and got that M5, and they're selling their M17. So you might see a lot of these on the Milsig or the BSTs on, you know what I'm saying, your Facebook, this, that, and the other. You probably can snatch one up for pretty cheap. You feel me? And if you want to go into the MagFed world and have a superior gun, then the bottom level ones, you know what I'm saying, this is a great marker to have. Now I'm telling you all the ins and outs of it, so when you do get it, you know what to look for. So you can get the best results from the purchase that you get. All right, now at this point, as you can see, you know what I'm saying, I'm quite happy that this is working. You know, I was never be able to do that.
Leak.
It's right here, let's see.
Which right there?
That's where the ring is.
Put it back. It sounds like it might be right in.
I'm hearing this leak. When I threw the ring on here, I didn't put any oil on it. I just threw it on. You know what I'm saying? Just to see if it would like bump shoot. And it doesn't. So if I shoot it 3 times, the leak stops.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's oil. And that's enough to have me happy enough to get ready to use this. All right, I'm gonna give you one more tip. Okay, and this is when you're looking down your scope. Now that you went out and bought your scope, let's turn the air off on this. Highly recommend it for remote line. See if we can move it too.
You said what that was leaking too?
All right. All right, when I be using my scope, okay, like I said, I have a 3 to 4 inch eye relief on my scope. And it's a regular 22/4 times scope, so I can see the distance. Now, what I use is for accuracy is like I'm gonna smack this dude straight in the face. If I have first strike rounds, maybe. But with the round ball, most likely not. So you can, if you can get an understanding of the distance that the person is and get an understanding of the arc that you have to put behind the paintball, you know what I'm saying, to achieve that distance and a probable hit, that's going to take practice, all right? And that's going to take you going out and playing and learning your gun, just like anything. The more you play with it, the better you get. But as far as scoping someone out, I'm gonna show you how I do it, okay? This is how I was taught. A lot of people, when they look down the scope, they always look like this. This is bad. All right, I never do that. You know what I'm saying? I look with both eyes down, simply because, you know, when we're in the world of paintball and you're out there, you're trying to be the Death Guard stalker or the Grim or whatever, whoever you are, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it. But there's always going to be a Death Guard stalker or Grim hunting you. So you got to be kind of, you know what I'm saying, aware of the environment. Also, like when I'm looking down the scope and I close my eye like this, that takes out a lot of my extra like focus. What's it called? It gives me tunnel vision. All right. Whenever you're looking down the scope and you close that one eye, psychologically you're giving yourself tunnel vision and you're just looking down that scope, and you automatically are unaware of the rest of your environment.
Right.
All right. You keep both eyes open. They keep both environments in perspective. This eye is going to be the immediate environment that's around you. This eye is going to be the environment that's going to be, you know, say 50 to 30, 50, whatever feet is away from you. So it's always best to keep both eyes open. And also, you'll find out, you know what I'm saying, the human body is amazing.
Amazing.
I can switch between looking down the scope and looking straight with the eye that's not down the scope, just like, you know what I'm saying, flipping a lens, you know what I'm saying? So start practicing that. You know what I'm saying? Did you ever see, Ash is known for this.
What's up, Chip?
What's up, Chip? Ash is known for this. He has some of those, you know, cool ass intros, and Ash is hitting Hedgehog. It'll be like, you'll see woods and shit, right? And whatever's right in front of you will be blurry, you know what I mean? And you'll see just the woods. And then the focus will switch to like the what's in front of you, and the back of the woods will be blurry. Then it's this motherfucker turn around, and he's all camouflage. You're like, ooh! Well, your eyes do the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? So you can look down that focus scope, you know, at maybe like 30 meters away, and then at the same time, you can change the focus and know your immediate environment. You know what I'm saying? It gives you so much more recovery time. It gives you a faster instinctive reaction time, and it gives you way better vision in the woods. All right, honestly. So, you know, try to start doing that. If you are going to run with a sniper rifle, all right, don't look with both your eyes all closed. Like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Start training yourself to keep both eyes open. If I pull this up, I can look straight down here and still see brick tops right here. I see the TV over here. You know what I'm saying? You're still around. But when you do like this, you isolate everything else. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that. In the middle of the war, everything's going down at the same time. You want to know about it. All right, so basically that's my little thing. Anybody else want to know?
Yeah, anything else you want to know about the N17? What's popping?
Yeah. Shit. This is like what, 14-inch barrel. He gave me a mock suppressor. Basically what happened, the gun was this long. All right, it was like this long. You know what I mean? And when I first got it, it was dope. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna be the American sniper, baby, it's going down. Then I got in the field and it was very, very long and cumbersome.
Right.
So I was like, damn, man, I might have to change this up to like, you know, a whole different shroud or something, such and such. My boy Chuck.
Whiskey Squad.
He was like,
Chuck's
no,
call
you
sign.
know what I'm saying? Chuck call sign is.
You always call him Chuck.
Yeah, I know his call sign. What's Chuck's call sign? Fuck. Chuck.
Call sign. Chuck.
Chuck call sign, man. Anyway, so Chuck was like, yo, man, just turn that shit in. And he flipped it, you know what I'm saying? Reversed it, slid most of this down the barrel. It cut off about maybe, 6 inches of length, you know what I'm saying? It made the gun more, you know what I'm saying, easy to handle in the field. So this weekend I'm taking it up to the field. If you are down with P3, you want to try to test out the Bushmaster, that's what I named this one. I am not done with it cosmetically because before I was worried more about getting it to run efficiently. That now that it is running, I'm going to get back into the cosmetics. So this is basically the last time, or one of the few last times you'll see it like this. And then next time you see it, it'll be a little bit different, maybe a little bit doper, a little bit different color scheme, maybe a wrap around.
Right, some burlap on it.
Burlap and such a. But
do we got skulls on this one?
yeah, there is the Command skulls on it. You know what I mean?
Now listen up. Pretty soon, Command Bro shirts is coming out.
That's right. You better get yours soon.
Get yours soon.
You know, we already got a lot of orders in for it.
Right.
People are kind of get sold out, and this is before we even entered it to the public.
Right.
So we're letting you know now. The website is coming, but before then, try to get in contact with us for one of our first Command Bros, the original What Do You Do 412, but it's CDX22, and you'll be the first to have one.
Be the first to have one.
Join the Legion of Command Bros.
Legion of Command Bros. Get your shirt soon.
And speaking of which, we got about 5-10 more minutes. I want to introduce you to somebody a little special. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy that you've probably heard of, never seen, but now you get to sit down and rap with him for the first time, live here at Lunch with the Command Bros.
At Lunch with the Command Bros. You
His
see
name
our
is
lunch.
Beer and guns.
Beers and guns. Strippers next week.
So who you want to talk to? You want to talk to him?
You can talk to Duke Venom.
Duke Venom. We are the Venom Lair. All right. So let's tell you who exactly the Venom Lair is representing. Duke Venom in the house. Why don't you come around here, big dog?
All right, come on over here. What's going on, peoples?
Duke Venom in the house, yo. This is Duke Venom, straight from the 412 area, Pittsburgh, PA. Duke is a baller. We've known him for a long time, and basically Duke's known us since we started.
Right.
Command Bros.
Right. We've seen it from the beginning.
Right. He's also a videographer.
Yes.
Anyway, and he's always busy. He's way more busy than we are with his other shit that he does. But every once in a while, he's been jumping into the games. He's become supporting us, and now he's like, you know what? I got some extra time, Command Bros. It's time to show you Venom's there. So tell us, man, what do you have as far as what do you expect for Venom Squad? It's Venom Squad, right?
Yes.
That's coming new and
Venom Squad.
improved.
That's new and improved, coming to you. You can go on Facebook right now, and you can check out our logo and a few other people that have already contributed or got onto the website.
Right.
Venom Squad on Facebook. All right. I'm starting to branch that out a little bit more. Just now getting started because I also have Devon Entertainment LLC on Facebook, and I'm trying to build that up, and that's actually blossoming and growing right now.
Okay.
So now I have a little extra time. Now I'm planning to get Duke Venom and Venom Squad on the map.
Duke Venom, that's right. Now let me explain to you exactly how to put this in your head, all right? Okay? Now you all know your boy, Energy One to Death Card. I fashioned my character after like a number of Marvel and DC superheroes. But the one that is most important to me would be Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. So Duke Venom will be like Storm Shadow. You know what I'm saying?
Or Snake Eyes.
Or Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes. Not Snake Eyes. Commander Cobra.
Cobra Commander.
Cobra
Here we
Commander.
go.
Cobra Commander.
Yeah, Cobra Commander.
Reach for the top.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Go for fucking gusto. You don't have to be no sidekick ninja. Why, you could be the commander of the Cobras and the snakes out there. So, I understand that you're looking for other people to join you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you can check him out at P3. He'll be coming through several times. Now, we had talked about this earlier, and he and I also, you know what I'm saying, conversating on a situation. He would rather play with you guys. You know what I'm saying? To have an understanding and social content before you're taking members. Is that how you said it?
Right.
Right. So he wants it more to be a social network than you have to be this badass killer. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we play Milsim, and the reason why we play Milsim is because it's fun on the field and off the field. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's fun around the field. Right. Real shit. So tell them what you're looking for, big dog.
I'm just looking for, people that want to play. I know you want to be a
character, you know what I'm saying?
Or but that's fine and all. You can be a character and you can be competitive. That's fine and all. But I just want someone that'll be loyal and dedicated to the Venom Squad.
Loyal and dedicated to the Venom Squad. That means you have to blow up 3 buildings a week, paint, and anything else that they need to do to be loyal. You know what I'm saying?
Just be there, and communicate with the squad.
Are you going to have like a forum? Like maybe if you get a couple, like how many people are you looking for?
Like at least 2 guys.
2 guys.
All right, at least two guys, because the squad's going to consist of 3 people, 2 guys and myself. And then we're going to rock and roll. We're going to terrorize P3 and any other paintball field out here, and we'll do what we got to do.
You hear that, y'all, P3? That was a challenge.
challenge.
He's waiting to see exactly who's going to step up to the mic. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you one thing, it definitely won't be the Command Bros, because
we'll be roughing.
Yes, we'll be roughing.
We'll be roughing.
You know, that's what we do at P3. And I love repping with you guys. Yeah, I'm excited to see exactly who's going to be out there and see how, you know what I'm saying, it all comes together.
Yes. There's a new scenario. That one's over. We did that. The last scenario was with the Duke Venom and Command Bros. It was a scenario before at P3 that I and Command Bros hosted.
He was mic'd up. You know what I'm saying? He was on the Death Card Assassins, and when I split my wig open and I was bleeding brains out everyone, he was the one that handled it all up. This guy right here. So, he does have somewhat credentials. He always ready to have fun, and hopefully he'll be the one to step up to the plate and have a good time with us.
Yes. So remember, Venom Squad, Duke Venom.
All right, is there anybody out there that have any comments? Anybody have any finishing thoughts? Anything you want me to say? Anything you want me to explain?
Talk about next week.
Next week, do not forget Command B.R.O.S is October 29th at Pittsburgh Paintball Park. You know what I'm saying? Be there around, 9:30 for early registration.
Early registration.
If you get there early, you will be able to choose a role, even though it is a draft setup. There are certain roles that you may be able to get. You know what I'm saying? If you are there early. Like for instance, you might want to be a medic. Medics, you know what I'm saying, only die with headshots, so you get to stay in the game longer. You might want to be a commander. Commanders might get a megaphone, so therefore to move your troops. So there's always positions to get there and make the game a little bit more enlightening and exciting for you.
Exciting and
right. You know what I'm saying? So
come aboard.
We're waiting for you. We hope to see you. We would like to see you at the last game, and if we didn't see you at last game, that's why we moved it to Sunday.
Right. This game is on Sunday because people who work on Saturday who can't make a lot of those paintball scenarios, we decided to flip it up. Drop it on Sunday.
Because basically when we had the scenario game, man, it was a lot of long faces on Sunday.
Right.
Oh man. I always got to work on Saturday. I mean, it's like everybody that showed up on Sunday was like, oh man. And the people that were there on Saturday actually had to call off They were like, yeah, man, I called up. I was missing this. And we appreciate that. And because we appreciate it so much, that's why we moved it to Sunday. We want everybody to have a good time and make their creams, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to cut a check for a day just for the Command Bro.
Right.
I want you to come out here and have a good time. That's why you make that money, so you can be entertained. Feel me? So that's why our games are on Sunday. We were juggling. Should we alternate them every Sunday and every other Saturday? You know what I'm saying? Like one game will be on Saturday. One game should be on Saturday. Oh, the next game's gonna be on Saturday. The next game's gonna be on Sunday. But that might feel like some old custody dispute type shit, you know what I'm saying, with your kids and shit.
Right.
So we'll let you guys figure it out. I'm leaning towards every Sunday. A couple other people's like juggling. Let us know. Should the games, yeah, you know what I'm saying, and do every comments.
Leave comments below. Let me know what you got.
We'll put up a Facebook.
I won't do that shit, but he will.
Ask y'all what y'all want.
Right. So put some comments, let us know, especially if you're from P3. You know we love every last one of y'all, and the ones that we don't, we sort of like you anyway. You feel me?
Sort of, kind of.
Just fucking. So either way, let us know. That's about our hour.
Wow, an hour? Wow, that went fast.
It went fast because we was having fun. So check it out. It's Energy One.
Dude, Venom.
Bricktop the Immortal.
What do you do?